So here's another example of factoring, and again we have a leading coefficient that's not 1. A is 4 here, B is 9, and C is 2. And so we're going to go A times C. 4 times 2 equals 8. So this is the key question. What are the factors of 8 that will add to 9? Okay, so let's check. Let's check the first factors of 8. 1 times 8 equals 8. Does 1 times 8 equals 8? Yes. What is 1 plus 8? It's 9. Oh, we've already solved the thing. We don't have to do all this. That first one made it nice. It worked out nicely. So we're going to use 1 and 8. But remember, we're not using 1 and 8 in a way that where we just put in the parentheses. We're going to have to put the parts in. So I'm going to go 1x plus 8x. That equals 9x's. And then we're going to write down 4x squared and the 2 from above. So we wrote positive 9x in a funky way as 1x's plus 8x's. Okay? Now we're supposed to group these. So I'll use, the last time I used blue, so I'll do it again to be consistent. We group the first two terms. We group the last two terms, being careful to make sure we get that initial coefficient there on the third term of 8x. And then we ask ourselves, what can I take out of 4x squared and 1x that they both share in common? Well, the only common number factor is 1. And this has x times x, and this has x, so I can take an x out. And when I do that, I'm going to ask myself, 4x squared divided by 1x is going to be 4x. Then I'm going to go 1x divided by 1x is just 1. Now be careful, remember we have to, so that's our first parenthesis with the greatest common factor taken out, which happens to really just be x. Okay, then we've got that plus sign right here, and we have to bring that down. So I'm going to bring that down, and that means I'm going to, whoops, let's erase that. That means I'm just going to have to factor out a positive number of some kind in that second parenthesis. So when I do that, what goes into 8x's and 2? Well, the biggest number is 2, and since this has no x's, since this one has no x's, I'm going to have to just leave it at that. I can only take a number out, I can't take a variable out, and I'm going to be left with 8 divided by 2 is 4 with an x there. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Remember what I said? If you've done it right, if it's factorable this way, these and these will be the same if I've taken the greatest common factors out, and they are. So I'm going to write those down as my first set of answers, 4x plus 1. And then I have to look at my leftovers. That's left over and that's left over. So I'm going to write 1x plus 2. So now I'm supposed to check it. So I'm going to have to erase some stuff here. Should check, because with these ones you don't want to do all this work unless you're short on time and not check it. And so I'm going to go, the first is 4x squared. The outside is 4x times 2, so that's 8x. The inside is 1 times 1x, so that's 1x. Oh, these become 9x's. Okay? And then the last is 1 times 2, which is 2. And so if you actually look at these three things, you have 4x squared, positive 9x's, positive 2x's. 4x squared, positive 9x's, positive 2x's. This must be the right answer. And we've solved this thing. We've factored it out. Thank you.